There's a common saying that I'm confused. With confusions comes clarity. Now, while you are confused, you will research something. Communication research. What is communication research? So today in this video, we will be learning about communication research, its background, its definition, along with certain easy examples. So without any further ado, let's get into the screen. Welcome back. So as discussed earlier, that in this video we will be talking about communication research, its historical parts, its type, its meaning and definition. So in historical part, what we will be studying is what is research, what is communication research. So we will be understanding the basic difference between research and communication research. Following with the importance of communication, why do we actually need communication research? Followed with the from, when, how, and where. The starting part of communication will be discussed in this particular video, and moving to the next part, that is the types. The different types of communication will also be discussed here, along with the meaning and definition. Now let's keep communication research aside and let's understand simply what is research. As we all know, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Research is nothing but an attempt to discover something. Alright, so discovering is not only limited with research scholars or the PhD holders. Research is omnipresent and we all do research. What I am telling over here is research is the analyzing, the testing, and the evaluation part. So, for example, we are having air conditions. So, at what temperature we are feeling comfortable is also a part of research. Moving on, at what we want to have in our breakfast or in our dinner considers research. Where we are traveling, if you want to make certain plans, if you want to go to some holiday trips, then at that particular point of time, we also need research. So, figuring out something is research. So, certain examples are given over here where we will be understanding the research. So I would request you guys to please pause this video slide and go through these examples for a clear understanding. As at ease no media always clears your concept at ease. So communication is nothing but we must clear the concept at the very ground level. So before moving to the communication research, let's understand this part, what research actually is. So now we are clear with what is research. So moving on to the focal point of this video, that is communication research. So with communication, it comes mass media to whom we are communicating. We are not communicating with ourselves, though interpersonal or intrapersonal communications are there, but mainly while researching, we are concerned about mass media. So there are two questions which are mostly asked about communication research. So the main two questions are, what are the mass media? As media student, we know what is mass media. So just for the revision, I am telling any form of communication transmitted through a medium or channel that simultaneously reaches a large number of people is mass media. That means reaching a large number of people. So, the communication researchers or the investigators, those who are investing in communication or those who are researching in communication, what do they research? So, this question can be told, or this question can be made it simple, that what is the importance of communication research? So, before moving to the importance of communication research, we know what is research. Now, for example, a botany student want to do a research on something related with botany, that means something related with plants. A zoology student will be doing research with something related to the animals. Similarly, a communication researchers will do research in which format? Will do research for identifying their target audiences, for identifying the channel of communication, for identifying the noises in the communication, for identifying the lack of feedback in that particular communication. So, communication research in today's world is very, very, very important because we all need communication. Without communication, our life is impossible. That's true. So, communication research, the researching part, the technological advancement, everything. So, this is a feedback part where the communication researchers investigate, for example, to understand the taste and preferences of the targeted customer. To understand this taste and preferences of the targeted customer, a communication research is a must need. Now, before moving on to the next slide, if you guys are facing any kind of difficulties, please let me know in the comment section below. So now we know what is research and what is communication research. So let's check what Roger D. Wimmer and Joseph R. Dominic says about communication research. To put it simple in one line, they said that communication research or communication study helps us what our targeted audience wants. So I want to emphasize the word target audience. Target audience, as we all know, is very important in any type of communication. So they emphasize on the part target audience. So communication research is to identify the nature, the behavior of the targeted audience for a better communication, for a better, for a better business deals, for a better television productions, for a better film reviews, everything, every research was for producing better songs. So to make the communication more efficient, communication research is a must need. So we all know Harold Laswell. So he needs no introduction. He was a political scientist and communication theorist. Being a media student, we all must know Harold Laswell. So the question of Harold Laswell was who says what in which channel to whom with what effect. The answer of this question is given by communication research. To derive this answer of the question, rather the answers of these questions is communication research. For example, who is delivering the message in which channel, that means how the message is being crafted, to whom, that means the target audience, and with what effect, that means how the message is being wrapped and how the message is being given to the particular targeted audience. Now, the answer of this question, as I mentioned before, that the communication research, D. Siringer and M. Stephenson in the Encyclopedia of Social Science defines research as
manipulation of things, concepts, or symbols for the purpose of generalizing to extend, correct, or verify knowledge, whether the knowledge is aid in construction of theory or in the practice of arts.
which means, to put it simple, the thing, that means why the communication research is being conducted. Is it for the theoretical development or it is for the practice of the arts? Now moving on to the next part, that is why, when, and how of communication research emerged. That is, it's fully the historical development of communication research. How communication research has originally emerged. So there are basically four phases of the emergence of the communication developmental research. So what is the first phase? That is what it is. How does it works? That is what it is means about the communication research, about the research, what to research about, how it is works, that means it is the procedure part. What technology does it involve? Technology means how the research is being involved. So this comes under the phase 1. Now phase 2 deals with how do people use the medium in real life. So in this particular communication research, where we are talking about when, why, and how of communication research, the phase 2 deals with how do people, that means the targeted people, uses the media for real life. Second part is that do they use it for information only? Do the people use communication for information only or to save them for entertainment? So communication is not only limited with entertainment. Communication has got certain serious stuffs as well. I'm not telling that entertainment is not serious, but communication is always, for example, in an organization we need communication, be it grapevine communication or be it any kind of communication. Communication, as said earlier, it's omnipresent. So the phase 2 of the research includes that whether it is for entertainment or for some other reasons and many more. So these are the main highlighted part of phase 2. So what are the highlighted part of phase 3 of communication research? That means the emergence of the historical part. It is that the how much time do people spend with the medium? Does it change people's perspective about anything? So does media manipulates or something like that? It's research over in phase 3. And what does phase 4 deals? Phase 4 deals with how the medium can be improved. So Can the medium provide information or entertainment to more types of people? The reach, it actually deals with the reach of the people. Is there a way to change the content to be more valuable or entertaining? That means is the feedback part. So to put it straight, the communication research, the emergence of communication research, I repeat, can be made into four parts. That means the medium itself, the research on the medium. Phase two, the use and the users of the medium. That means the targeted audience, the people who are using the medium. The third phase is the effect of the medium. The what effects the medium has involved, has affected the public. Finally, the medium. Should the medium be improved or not? So these are the four phases of communication research that make the emergence of communication research. So now we will be talking about the World War parts, the First World War and the Second World War, and we will be also moving to the part of Hitler's Nazism and the Hitler's propaganda. So here we can see that during the First World War there were some posters. Posters is for mass communication. So how this particular researchers, how this particular poster makers use this platform to influence certain sections of the society. So research at that particular point of time, research was also there. So what poster to use, whom to target, how to propagate, how to influence the public with the help of media, with the help of mass communication. So mass communication is not a new concept. As we know, in the First World War, the posters to convince the people to support the war. Some newspapers were used for the propaganda machine. And as we all know, in the Second World War, the rise of Nazism and the Hitler's propaganda part, the illusion of truth. So here we can see in a book of Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi Party workers created illusion of truth. That means make they want to make that particular people, that at that particular society, the particular targeted customer to fall for them. So they vehicled the media for their propaganda purpose to create the false reality. Now we are over with the history part. So now we will be talking about the concepts of communication research. So communication research can be broadly divided into two parts. That is the basic communication research and the practical communication research. So what is basic communication research? Basic communication research means the development of theories like the communication flow theory, two-step theory, how communication process is effective, how communication process works. And the practical means it's pretty simple. That means researching the film industries, the film stars' reputations, their box office hits and all. This all goes under the practical communication research. So not only it's limited with film stars, it's also limited with songs, it also limited with other books and all forms of mass communication. Now moving on to the communication research cycle. So we are having a communication research cycle which states the design and conduct of research, the new knowledge, the communication knowledge, the messaging, messages, and the symbol, and finally the results of experience. That means communication research helps us to identify, or it helps us to be more organized while gathering knowledge. While communication research also helps us to re-informed about something, to get re-information, and communication research helps us to determine a particular message, the symbols, and the meaning of a particular word or message. It can be in any form. And finally, communication research cycle includes the results and experience. So this is a chain. This is a chain process. It's again going to the design and the conduct research cycle. So this was it with today's video where we learned about communication research. Hope to see you guys in the next video.